Hello traders, John at StockBookie.com. Today we're looking at the SPY, the IWM, the Qs, the DIA, the IYT, the USO, the UUP, and the GLD. We follow the daily, weekly, monthly timeframes. We use technical analysis here at StockBookie.com. And if you like my videos, my StockTwit stuff, my Twitter stuff, on my website, StockBookie.com, sign up for a free membership and you'll get some live intraday stuff. You'll get some swing trade email alerts, some option plays. And on the bio section or your profile section when you sign up, tell me what type of a trader you are. Do you like to do options? Or do you do momentum? Are you technical? Are you fundamental? Do you like the swing trades, intraday stuff? I want to know a little bit more about you guys, just like you know a little bit about me. But, that's just something I want to know. So, I can help whoever comes on board. And if you're following any symbols, put some symbols in there so I could gather all the information. And if everyone's watching Win Casino, I'll do more videos on Win. If everyone's watching Tesla, I'll do more stuff on Tesla. Let's gather up the information and take it from there and try to get some winning trades. And if you guys see anything, send me an email. Double top, head and shoulder patterns, good bullish patterns, good bearish patterns. Let's try to help each other out. Again, StockBookie.com, sign up for a free membership. Tell me a little bit about yourself in your profile section, and we'll go from there. But then, thanks for watching and everything. And I really, really appreciate it, guys. But let's go into the daily SPY. And again, what a day. Let's go right to the 10-minute. And this, in our live session, this is what I'm looking to do. We took the scalp here at the gap fill at 225.18. We took about 35 cents off this scalp, came right back in, and then we took it here. We ended up selling it for about 47 cents up here. This one, it was pretty quick, and gosh, I never thought it was, this would have been such a great trade. But anyways, you know what, getting some here, getting some there. It all adds up by the end of the day, and then boom, just goes straight up there. So great intraday action, guys. And the other reason here I started taking the trade, remember gap fill at 225.18. You also had the 200 moving average on the 60. That was the second trade that we took in the even number of 225. Look at that, right in this inside bar, right to the top. That just, man, it teased me off. But anyways, two good trades there, no big deal. That's what you have to do. Had one on Tiffany too towards the end of the day. That was a good one. Then you had the 618 here too. This is the 60-minute, guys. It's more on the intraday basis, scalping, short-term trades. But yeah, I mean, gosh, you couldn't ask for more than that. Man, I hope someone got that trade and held on the whole time. That was just epic. Even if you did the, was it a bull call spread, that would have just paid healthy today. Anyways, let's go back to the daily, not to ramble on and different stuff, but that was some intraday stuff right there, guys. But you're back above the MAs, strong stance, bullish pattern slightly. I'd rather have a little bit of wedge, but if it does go up, you're looking at, the 230 area. Got to get above this trend line, 229, all-time high at 228.34. A lot of resistance, a lot of support coming up too. So if you're long, if you're long, you want to get above the all-time high and continue going up, which you possibly can off this bullish pattern. If you're short, you want to get back below the 20 MA, maybe fill the gap down in here, touch this little pivot down at the 222, and then maybe contend with the 50 MA to see how it possibly goes from there if it sets up for another downward pattern. So bullish above the 20, bearish, you got to get below this 20, but you still have support and resistance both ways. Weekly chart, we'll know tomorrow on the Friday close, but nothing wrong, bullish stance. So we'll talk more about that tomorrow. The IWM, same type of action, guys. Just crazy. I mean, this is like a scalper's dream market right now. It drives me crazy a little bit because then at the end of the day, it just floats. And it's like, it's just so hard to go long. It goes long, you get it here, just say 133.61, and you're pulling it here at 134.07, maybe 50-60 cents or so, whatever that might be. And then it pulls back and it's like, then it just takes off. But intraday action, 60-minute chart. This one's a little bit weaker, so it's below the MAs. But tomorrow, I'll watch for this trade, guys. If it goes up into this area, especially if one straight shot up into here and it gets, if it gets back at 137 or so, you got to take that trade. Just like if this bar was reversed going up, or if it keeps going up all day up into this area, that's a pretty good trade too. But we'll talk about it. If I see it tomorrow, I'll post it on StockTwits. Let's get into the daily or the weekly on this one. Again, nothing really wrong. A little bit bearish, but still bullish above the MAs inside this bar. We'll know more on tomorrow's close as well. Qs, same thing, just breaking out, new all-time highs, hyping it up on CNBC. Oh, it's great, hurry up, you know, chase it, chase it, chase it. Did come back down to this trend line. That's where it bounced back up. But you do have support, and you do, you do have a gap. You did have a gap to fill right there as well. Filled the gap, hit the trend line, came right back up. You know what? Let's just throw a quick. See, look at that retrace. Look at that 250 retrace there as well, and the trend line. So that had some pretty good support there. Gosh, but that's more short term on the fib level, guys. So you got to look at that as well as you're, trading and looking at stuff intraday and all that. Weekly chart on here, nothing wrong. You are above this trend line on the weekly. So let's keep an eye and see where we close. Bank earnings tomorrow. So they got to be good, guys. I mean, at this point, they got to be good. So let's go back to the DIA now. DIA, same thing. I'm going to start with the weekly. You have this little topping tail. You're staying inside this little bit of a bullish pattern. You're above the MAs. Let's see if it starts moving up. We are 5 weeks sideways, so you get a couple more weeks sideways. This thing's got to go up, and especially if this thing starts to curl, goes into this trend line here, that could push it up. The 20 MA curls up, so it's still at the all-time highs. The Dow 20,000, but man. For me, I can't go long at the highs, guys. That's not me. If you want to take a chance, this is a bullish pattern, but a lot of times these patterns fails. But I mean, look at this. You get a bullish, goes up, then it shoots up. I mean, does it go up higher? I don't know. Hard to say. But for me, it's just not for me. I'd rather wait for it to pop and then go short. But and there'll be times when it comes down, we'll go long. It doesn't matter for me, long or short. I just want to try to be on the right side of the trade. But again, daily, nothing wrong. Zero. Weekly, we'll go back to that. But wait, weekly again, same thing. We went over that. We'll know tomorrow's close too on what's going on with that. IYT again. We were 82 cents down. Nothing wrong. Let's go to the daily. The daily barely closed below the 20 MA, so it's a little bit on the weaker side, but it's still above the other MAs. This 50 moving average coming up. We're going to see what happens when it touches price and see if it goes up or gets back down. Really, you got to just hold this area here, 161.68 to 62.50, anywhere in there. If that starts to break in the 50 MA, you'll probably come in and fill gap around 154, and then may possibly go lower. If you're bullish, you need to stay above the 20 MA, shoot for the all-time high, the old one in this pivot, and you need to get to the all-time high and keep pushing, then maybe 175 or so. So either way, it's a kind of a 50-50 right now because it's struggling going up, but let's see if we get a pattern. And a little bit bullish now going up, because now this used to be bearish. It's still bearish overall, but then we popped up and this is slightly bullish now. And with this 50 MA curling up, that could send it higher. So we'll have to watch what happens in the next couple of days or so. And like I said, the weekly will close tomorrow. Nothing wrong with the weekly. It's slightly bearish side, but nothing really wrong. USO, guys. Let's go to the 10-minute real quick here. USO's been nuts. Let's go with 60 actually. Let's open it up a little bit. I mean, look at this. Gaps up. Falls, comes up, gaps down, goes down, comes up. Man, if that's not manipulation and trying to make money in the markets, I just don't know what's I don't know if you can explain that, but look at this though. You take the fib, goes right to this 250, comes right in, comes down. 200 MA kind of has trouble, but starts going in. 382 goes right back up. I bet you if you take a fib going from this side to this side, gosh, almost a 618 going up, going that way. Jeez. So it's following levels pretty darn good, but man, what a whipsaw action in here. It's been a little bit crazy, guys. So be careful with the USO. We are short. The SEO was ripping the other day in the money, and actually I didn't pull it off. I was only a couple bucks, so I was like, and right back down in my face. And it did a 2-to-1 split. So now it's back down into 30. So this should be interesting if it moves. Now when it moves, it's really going to move. So it's should have just took my profits yesterday and done. But we're still short. I'm still not out of the money that much, so I'm okay. I'm not, not going to cry about it, guys. I got plenty of trades out there, and they're all working, and the intraday action's just crazy. But again, back above the trend line, if you're following my videos, back above the 20 MA, so nothing wrong with this one. Just chopping around in a bullish manner, possibly setting up to go higher. Remember, OPEC, they're doing their thing, guys. Well, that's the word right now. That's the news. So that's what people are trying to follow. Weekly chart, just up and down. You're back into this resistance up here. You are above this trend line. So got to respect it still. You know, you are above the trend line. And if you really want to go one step further, you could put another trend line in this one here just to say, hey, that could be some more. You know, I mean, it is. So if it starts going up, you'll see if it starts moving up through there. But if it, you know, if it comes back in, you probably hit this, and then this trend line will upslope. So there's still a lot going on, but nothing wrong. Bullish above the MAs. So it could possibly, if you're long, just, you know, tighten up the stops just in case if it starts moving up, just trail it. We can still hit the 2 or 1250, you know, and honestly, we can, you know, this is a pretty good area up in here, right around the 1335, 1318. But if it slips, gets below the MAs, then you're going to start going lower. And I think this could be the time when it really starts to rumble. So just be cautious. The UUP, you know what? Didn't do too much today. I mean, it was intraday action was a little bit choppy, but pretty much floated down. And oil didn't really react to it. Gold going up, so that's a little bit off. So everything's not intact anymore. But looking at the daily chart of the dollar, UUP, nothing wrong. We did hit the 50 MA again. You know, nice little shallow pullback. Now do we start going just like the markets? You know, that's what. It's kind of been the scenario here. We get up, go down, get up, go down, get up, go down, and then, you know, we'll see. But I'm still thinking, you know, we'll wait for pattern here. This pattern's a little bit disconnected now, but still above the moving averages here. The 50 below this did have a slight bearish pattern. We talked about that. It did come in, but let's see if this inside bar here holds it in the 50 MA, and do we start going up, or do we set up with another bearish pattern like this and we don't go down? If you're long, you want to get above the 20 MMA again and fill the gap here and go for this all-time high. If you're short the dollar, you want to consolidate on this 50 and then move across, or just gap down and start, you know, cranking downwards. Maybe we do come down here, fill this gap, and maybe this gap down here around 25.59. Who knows? We'll keep an eye on this and see where it goes to. Let's go to the weekly. Weekly chart, same thing. We're inside this bar. We had a pretty good pattern going actually right here. Popped up. I said it was premature, so watch out. It could possibly pull back more, and definitely it was. It needs to stay here and consolidate and possibly move down. Let the 20 MA come in and then pop it. So let's see if it sticks around here, kind of chops and slops. Let the 20 MA come in and then pop it up and try to make a run for the roses here. And then our favorite, the GLD. GLD, man, you know what? 41 cents today. But it had just a slow bleed today, which I was a little disappointed. It had a nice gap up, almost into the $15 area. Yeah, what, 7 cents to that? And then pretty much just faded all day as the dollar was moving up. So this is intact somewhat, but this gives it gapping up, and then the dollar's pulling it back. So remember, as this one goes down, let's go back to the UUP. See how this one started gap down, this one was slowly going up. So when this gapped down, gold gapped up, and then, you know, this was going up, gold, you know, was slowly coming down in there. As you can see, if we go real quick to that, watch, gap up and see how it did. It's just inverse to the dollar. But honestly, guys, gold, it did get above the 50 MA. I got to see confirmation and then possibly more up. You still have gap fill. You still have some big resistance here, and then the 618. So you still have a lot of stuff coming up. And then you have the 200 moving average here too. Gosh, if we could get there and maybe to this breakdown 124, 125, I'll probably pull off the position and just take the 10 bucks or so and say thank you very much and on to the next one. But this one's hard to say, guys. No pattern, just to move up. It could be just like this one here, and then we fall again. So remember, this is slightly bearish still. Go to the weekly. Weekly, just a nice retrace. You know, I'm still thinking possibly up in here, but we'll have to see how it goes on the weekly and where this one closes. If it closes above this green line tomorrow, I'd love to see 115 close above that, and then maybe more upside. So we'll keep an eye on the gold and all that stuff. All right, guys, that's it for today. But thanks again for watching my video. Subscribe, sign up at my StockBookie.com site. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on StockTwits. Whatever it takes, guys, to make money. Let's come together and make this happen. All right, guys, thanks again for watching my videos. God bless. See you on the charts.